First of all, I want to start by giving you the absolute best bouquet of roses because you are amazing as an actor. You're amazing as an artist because you are an artist. This is an art, and you're a true storyteller. Like whatever you tell me, I'll probably believe.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you your name is Persia and your middle name is Nicole. Um, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think my job as a storyteller is to try and tell the truth. So, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And in the midst of all of those amazing things, not only are you those, but you're also a director, an amazing director now as well, to add to the list. You officially have made your directorial debut with the new phenomenal magical movie, The Waterman, that is just a week away from dropping.
Mm. Yeah, it's a very special moment for me, actually. This project came to me it was 2015. I first read the script, and I had been looking for something like this because I'd loved films like E.T., The Goonies, Stand By Me, Willow, Neverending Story, those sort of magical realism movies growing up. And I now wanted to share those kind of films with my kids. It made me start wondering, why are we not making these kind of films anymore? And so, when The Waterman came my way, initially, I was only thinking of it as being a producer and an actor on it. But as the years went on and we were developing it, we actually had our director, we had the finances, we had a start date, and we had, most importantly, our star, Lonnie Chavis. And then we lost our director. And so, having all those things, I just thought we've got to go. This thing has to exist. And that's why I ended up jumping in the director's chair, and I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, how did it feel? Like that's a whole different type of wave for you. Like, you know what I mean? And anybody to kind of step into a chair that they've never experienced before. How did that feeling feel for you?
Well, thankfully, because of having a very blessed career as an actor, I had witnessed what good direction looks like. I've been around people like Ava DuVernay and Steven Spielberg, who directed E.T., and Chris Nolan and Anthony Minghella and Chris McQuarrie and Lee Daniels, really, really great directors, world-class directors. And so I had sort of treated those experiences like my film school, really. So even though directing The Waterman was unexpected, I had inadvertently been equipped by being on all these great sets with these amazing directors.
Yeah, because you have definitely been on some great sets. Like I said earlier, you've always been amazing in all the roles I've seen you in. Variety, this must be really good. They're saying this is one of the most anticipated movies of 2021.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. To be
Not
honest,
bad. It's amazing.
it's great.
Maybe.
It's
Right.
great pleasure.
There we go.
No, I mean, when you make a film, when you're doing a play, when you're doing a TV show, the goal, the dream is that people will actually see it. You don't do these things in a vacuum. You're not trying to sort of just entertain yourself. And so things like the film being anticipated, I guess, is an indication that there's an element of excitement about it. And when it's something that you're not only starring in, but you directed, I mean, that's as good as it gets. So I just hope I hope families come and see it, because I've tried to make a family film, a film that kids can see with their parents and their grandparents, because those are the kind of films I loved growing up as well.
How did your kids feel about the movie?
Thankfully, they like it, because I did make it very much with them in mind, and it's not a guarantee. That the reality is that my kids, they're over it when it comes. They don't think of their dad as a guy who is in movies. They just think, if they don't like it, they will tell me.
Yeah.
So when I was very nervous showing it to them, but thankfully not only did they enjoy it, but they were very proud as well.
I love that proud daddy moment.
Yeah.
Let's get into what The Waterman is all about. So it's a young boy gunner who is trying to find a cure for his mama who is sick, right? And so, we're trying to find these different things. He's dependent on science, reading books and things like that, but it just didn't do enough for him. So we heard about the Waterman. Him and his friend, they go on a journey to find the Waterman. And then they kind of go through all these trials and tribulations, things they didn't expect on the way there. And that's when you come in, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good summary. Can I take you on my press tour? That would
You sure can.
that was
I mean,
very, very, very well done. Yeah, and that is where my character comes in because Amos, as played by me, is a guy who he had been in the Navy. He's a loving father, but he has a real disconnect with his son. His son is more artistic, more bookish, more sensitive in a sense, and he's kind of this man's man. And that disconnect is also intersecting with the fact that they have this pressure of Gunner's mother, my character's wife, as played by Rosario Dawson, is ill. So,
okay.
yeah, and she's just so amazing in the movie. And so, there's a lot of pressure on the family. And one of the things that the film looks at is the journey of a father coming towards his son and accepting him for who he is. And not just that, but loving him for who he is.
Yeah, and I felt like even watching just the 2 minute trailer, I found so many different messages within just that trailer. Like, I feel like when we go through situations when like a loved one is sick or if they suddenly pass away, we're just not mentally prepared for that. So we're trying to figure out different things to how to help us get through that, or just different answers as to a why. For me, I kind of feel like our life is already written. I feel like we have the chapter that, we're kind of dealt with. For you, what do you think about that? Because I feel like that has a lot to do with this movie as well.
Yeah, it does. And very much, what you just said there about there are just things we can't control. And then things we try to control. And actually, if you're going through something difficult and you're trying to control those circumstances, sometimes it exacerbates the pain, it exacerbates the trial that you are going through. And for Gunnar, his mom is ill, and understandably, because he loves her so much, he wants to try and fix it. And his journey towards the Waterman, in many ways, is about letting go. It's about also recognizing that no one is promised tomorrow. And so therefore making the most of today is the best thing we can do with our lives.
I love it. One word to describe the Waterman. What would it be?
Love.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magical love.
Magical love. Yeah. You only gave me one word. Otherwise, I would have
I added
given
mine
you
in there too.
but I would say sacrificial love, actually. To see this 11-year-old boy be prepared to risk everything for his mother. I just think that's so beautiful. I haven't seen that often in movies. Often when you have kids, a sort of kid in peril movie, it's the grown-ups that are saving the kids. But this is the reverse. It's about a kid trying to save his mom. And I would also say a key word for me, even in making the film, was adventure. I wanted to have magic, but with meaning. I wanted to mix reality, but with fantasy. And at the end of the day, I wanted it to be a journey, an unforgettable journey for this kid, and therefore, hopefully, the audience as well.
I love it. I have a 6-year-old son and I cannot wait to watch with him. His imagination is super wild. So I think you can allow your imagination to be even wilder in this movie. So The Waterman is just a week away. May the 7th it drops, right?
May the 7th in theaters all over the States. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 days after my birthday. So that's an amazing day. Yes.
There's my little present to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
David Oyelowo, thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day and stay blessed.
Thanks, Persia. You too.